This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, the Dallas Cowboys take on the Detroit Lions in a new rivalry with lots of heat. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Cowboys and the Lions, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
At Lowe's, before the holidays is the perfect time for upgrades and upkeep. During Black Friday, get up to 50% off select major appliances and buy more to save more with up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Plus, grab select DeWalt 20-volt max drill or impact driver kits for just $99. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of the Millennial Management Podcast. I'm your host, Brandy, the Millennial Manager, and today, bitch, is motherfucking Monday. I hope y'all are having a good ass Monday. I hope that you enjoyed your holiday weekend. I hope you got a chance to relax, that you enjoyed your family, and it wasn't no fucking bullshit, okay? If you are somebody who has been off this entire time, I really hope your motherfucking ass was looking at them fucking emails. All right, stay away from the emails, the text messages. Don't answer them bitches because they'll be fine. All right. Now, today we are going to be talking about the hell no's in the workplace. All right. These are things that your motherfucking ass bet not be doing. And if you are doing it, we gonna stop today, bitch. All right. Because we need to get to the hell no's. Okay. Then we're also going to go through some emails. I got a couple emails that I want to read. Now let's see. So our first email of the day, or not our first email of the day. I don't know why I said that, but our first hell no in the workplace is harassment, bitch. Don't be harassing nobody. Don't discriminate against anyone. Those two things go hand in hand. Any form of harassment, sexual, verbal, or physical, will get your ass fired. Do you understand me? Say yes, bitch. Thank you very much. The same thing with discrimination based on characteristics, whether it's somebody's race, religion, gender, age, disability. This is a firm hell to the motherfucking no. Do you understand me? Don't you do it, bitch. Okay? It is often followed by some type of legal action. Okay? If you get a bitch like me and I come across some of this shit, I will sue you. Okay? And you don't want to get sued, bitch, because you're going to owe a lot of money and you're going to be looking like that girl from TikTok, okay? Because she got them big old titties and still got to pay a lot of people money. $1.7 million is what she got to pay. So be careful to not discriminate. Be careful to not harass anyone in your workplace. I don't give a fuck what type of conversation y'all are having. Make sure it is always work appropriate. Okay, because the conversation can go left and people can interpret things very differently. Number 2, stealing, bitch. Girl, come on now, damn. Don't steal nothing from anybody. Don't steal nothing from your job. Do not take credit for anybody else's work, their ideas, their accomplishments. That is plagiarism, okay? And if it creates a hostile work environment, then people can come after your ass professionally. And if you are someone who has obtained a license that you have to maintain ethically, they can go to the fucking board. Now, in the email that I got today that I actually read on social media yesterday is about a nurse, okay, that is being followed home by a fellow nurse at her job. And somebody commented and said, baby, fuck the police. Go to the nursing board. That's who you need to get. People scared of that shit. They may not be scared of the police. So that's the advice I'm actually going to go with once we get to that email. But I had to share that. Make sure that you are doing things that are ethically sound. Okay. Lying or falsifying data, y'all, please do not be lying on y'all reports. If you are somebody that is responsible for financial data, if you're like taxes and shit, it's a lady right now talking about she being sued or has to go to court regarding not filing taxes for a person that she was working for when in fact she wasn't supposed to file them. She's supposed to gather all this information and give it to the client, and the client is supposed to do that, and they did not. And somehow or another, I don't know exactly how, the consequences came knocking at her door. So make sure that you are not lying on anything, whether it's documentation that has to be turned in and reviewed. If you are writing reports, do not lie on no fucking report, because they will always find out the truth. HR will always do an investigation. They will always do an internal audit, and they will always come after your ass. Do not lie, bitch. Do you hear me? Thank you. I know sometimes the truth is hard to tell, but you need to tell the motherfucking truth. Number 4, do not gossip. All right. Do not participate in spreading rumors. We talk about this a lot on social media, but I feel like we need to bring this shit home. Malicious gossip and spreading unverified rumors about anyone in your company can create a toxic, unprofessional atmosphere, and people can sue you for damages. Okay, so if you like to run that yapper, I suggest you shed it today, bitch. Do you hear me? Thank you very much. Do not violate anyone's confidentiality, especially if you are someone that is in HR. Do not share any personal information. Do not share any client information. Do not share any internal financial information. If you are someone that works with patients, y'all know about HIPAA. That is a serious breach of confidentiality, and your ass will be fired. Do you hear me, bitch? Okay, I'm so serious, y'all. I don't know why this came up today, but I was like, I'm looking for a topic. And I'm like, let's talk about the hell no's in the workplace, because we always talk about what to do, but let's talk about what the fuck to stay away from, all right? And put it in very plain English, all right? Do not ever violate any confidentiality when it comes to your workplace. If you are someone that works in HR, do not divulge private conversations that you have with employees, okay? Whether it's about their medical status, their employment status, do not divulge any of that, because they could always come back to bite you in the ass later. Do you understand? Thank you. Number 6, consistent and unexcused lateness, y'all. Attendance is the dumbest thing that you could ever get fired for, because that is the fucking bare minimum, bitch. That's how you get paid, is by coming to work. So if you can't even do that, girl, like, what the fuck? Like, you can't just come to work? That's the bare minimum, the barest of them. So I hear a lot about people struggling with that, about getting up to go to work. But listen, if you do not go to work, you do not get paid, and you also put yourself in a state of vulnerability in your job. You do not want to be vulnerable like that, okay? Take your ass to work. That is a stupid reason to be fired. When you are constantly showing up late for work, taking excuses or taking excessive time off, calling out a lot of no-shows, it demonstrates a lack of respect for the position. And if you don't respect the position, you don't respect your colleagues, you don't respect company time, company deadlines, what the fuck do you think they're going to do? Thank you very much. You're going to move on from your ass. So for those of you, we know that the economy is in a bad situation right now. So if you got a good job and they just get on your nerves at 9, then bitch, you better take your motherfucking ass to work. Number 7, blatant rudeness or aggression. Displaying regular aggressive, hostile behaviors inside of the workplace toward others. That could be yelling, personal insults, intimidation, is a form of workplace bullying, and it is not acceptable. Okay. Now, in some environments, people encourage that type of behavior, and we're going to talk about that in another episode this week about toxic displays of aggression inside of the workplace. However, for the sake of this conversation, that type of behavior is not to be tolerated. All right. Now, for us ladies, all right, because I'm going to dive even deeper. All right. There's a nuance there. A lot of times, direct communication is perceived as bullying because you're not beating around the bush. All right. Those cases where you feel like this may not be a conversation I want to have with this person directly. I feel like we need to have a witness. Always have a witness when you're talking to someone, someone that is not, is not biased, someone that is not wavering in either direction, so that the communication is always there. Be firm in your delivery, but always make sure you are not being rude, okay? Because damn, sometimes we can be rude, all right, ladies, people, we can be rude in what we're saying. So we need to be careful with the language that we're using so that it's digestible. Because if you're nasty, people are not going to eat up what you're saying. However, they will take what you're saying when it's framed in the right way, when you're talking to people in a right tone. Like, it's so many things that go along with that. Now, I know in some situations, people just going to be offended by what you say, no matter how you say it. I have even talked about that. But there are some times where it is an issue with how you're saying it. It is an issue with how it's being communicated. And so if you really want to steer.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You are strong. You are fearless. You are a fighter. And every last drop of this rich golden Modelo is yours. So raise it up high, because you've earned it. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
At Lowe's, before the holidays is the perfect time for upgrades and upkeep. During Black Friday, get up to 50% off select major appliances and buy more to save more with up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Plus, grab select DeWalt 20-volt max drill or impact driver kits for just $99. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
At Capella University, learning the right skills could make a difference. That's why our business programs teach you relevant skills you can take from the course room to the workplace. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
Away from that, be careful in how you're wording those things. And then also make sure that you have a witness present. That is very, very important. Now, for Black women, we know that sometimes people perceive our communication to be a threat when it's not threatening at all. And this is where, again, having a witness, someone that is not swinging in either direction, that can understand what's being communicated, can understand what's being articulated, so that you and whoever this person is can get to the bottom of what's going on. Okay, this is in a healthy work environment. If you know that you do not work in a healthy work environment, and you know that this is not a place where people are really trying to get to the bottom of an issue, fix that issue, and move on, this ain't for you, bitch. All right? You're going to have to go through other methods that we'll have to talk about in another episode. But for those of us who work in a healthy environment and maybe there's just a misunderstanding, we need to make sure we have somebody present. All right, please always make sure you talk to somebody with a witness. I pull in another senior administrator if I have to talk to a manager or to another employee. I will pull a manager in. If I have to talk to an employee, I'll pull a manager. If I have to talk to the manager and correct the behavior or correct the situation that's going on, I always pull in another administrator so that we can communicate with this person and make sure that, that all of the boxes are being checked off and the conversation is being documented and appropriate and witnessed. Okay, that's very, very important. Number 8, I would say no drug use or alcohol use on the job. Y'all, I know that this seemed like we shouldn't be doing this. We know that. Some people don't. Some people don't. Some people think it's okay to come to work smelling like weed. It's okay for you to be in the space smoking it in your car before you get to work. They smell it. All right. I don't give a fuck how many sprays you put on. People smell that. And so you need to stop doing that. All right. Figure out a way to have a vice outside of work, whether it's something exercising or, doing some type of activity, something, because smoking and drinking in excess is a issue. Okay. And some of y'all is messing up y'all jobs because people smell the fucking weed. All right. Especially in healthcare, guys. You're not fooling anyone. Now, let's talk about when is it okay for you to drink in a work event. To me, I feel like it is okay to have one drink at a holiday party. However, you nurse that fucking drink. It is going to take you all night to drink this drink, and you're going to drink water in between. You're going to have your drink of choice, and then you're also going to have some water. You're going to nurse that. You're not going to be belligerent. You're going to keep your alcohol down, and you're not going to act a fool. Okay? Some people go to these holiday parties, and they lose their fucking mind, but not you, bitch. Because I done told your motherfucking ass, okay? Holiday time is coming up. You keep it cute at these fucking parties. Number 9, misuse of company resources. Y'all, please be very careful when you are utilizing company computers, cell phones, any device that they are giving you, any equipment, all right? Do not use that for your personal shit. It is so many people that had businesses and using the printer at work for their business. Don't do it. It's tempting because you're going to forget that damn flyer in there. You're going to forget that resume in there. Just go somewhere and print that damn resume. Go somewhere else. All right. Go to FedEx. Buy you a fucking printer. Please. All right. Using significant company time. Looking for jobs while your ass is supposed to be doing work, equipment, or funds for personal use that is like non-work related is inappropriate, and you will be fired. Okay? Thank you very much. Number 10, refusing to collaborate. Y'all, if you work in a collaborative space where you have to work with others, you need to be able to play with others. You need to be able to communicate. Your communication skills need to be on point. They have courses inside of Coursera about creating a higher level of communication skills. They have the courses available. Take the fucking class. Okay, bitch, it is not that expensive. It does not break the bank. Take the class, learn how to communicate, learn how to be an effective communicator, because some of us, we do know how to talk, right? But when it's time for us to actually like lead a conversation or even navigate a conversation, that's where we get stuck. And that's where we need to figure out our talking points. That's where you need to figure out different areas of communication where you can improve. Taking those communication courses is not going to kill you. Take a damn class. Okay, bitch? Thank you very much. Let's go into our emails. All right. Our first email says, I live in blank. We ain't gonna tell that. All right, Betty. And there's the RN who has been following me home since May. I told my manager in HR. However, HR told me to call the police if she does it again, and I have a police report. She stopped for some time, and then 2 Thursdays ago, she was in another car, and I found out it was her because I went to retrieve something from my truck. So that means that you got out of your car and you were able to tell it was her. And I'm going to tell you just like I said in that video. All right. Number 1, keep that shit on you. Okay. I am a liberal Democratic voter, but I believe in the right to bear arms. Okay. Please make sure you keep that thing on you. Check your laws, whatever the state you live in, check your laws. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what your laws are. You go check them and you make sure that you are able to carry. Also, make sure you read what the laws say when it comes to having a weapon at your job.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You are strong, you are fearless, you are a fighter. And every last drop of this rich golden Modelo is yours. So raise it up high, because you've earned it. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
At Lowe's, before the holidays is the perfect time for upgrades and upkeep. During Black Friday, get up to 50% off select major appliances and buy more to save more with up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Plus, grab select DeWalt 20-volt max drill or impact driver kits for just $99. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
At Capella University, learning the right skills could make a difference. That's why our business programs teach you relevant skills you can take from the course room to the workplace. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
Okay, depending on where you work, like your particular job is in healthcare, you may not be able to have anything on the premises. So you need to make sure that you know whether or not that's something that you can do. Also, I would make sure that you continue to document. Just like I said in that video, stalking is just like domestic violence. They cannot do anything until it actually happens, until there's actually an interaction, until there's actually an issue. You did not say whether or not anything kicked off between you and this lady at your job as to why she's been doing this. So I'm not sure why, like where this is coming from, but in reality, it's not for you to find out. She just needs to stop. HR needs to do something about it, okay? They need to step in and communicate with her and say, hey, one of your colleagues has come to us and said that you have been doing X, Y, Z. All right, this is inappropriate. Please know that we always want to ensure our employees' safety here at whatever this place is that y'all work at. All right, this is covering their ass too. I don't know if they said anything to her. I don't know if they communicated to her. It seemed like they did because she stopped for a little bit, but now she done picked back up. The next thing I would do is file another police report. And the reason why is you have to document every time something is happening in this particular case, right? For them to really be able to do something about it, if y'all ever end up in court, you have to be able to document that you reported that all these things happen and these are the steps that have been taken or have not been taken, even on your company's part, just in case y'all end up in court. But girl, please stay safe and make sure you take care of yourself. Keep that thing on you. Make sure you read your laws and always make sure you document what the fuck is going on. Do not take whatever HR is telling you like to heart. Do not take that. Make sure you have your own documentation. Document who you spoke to. Document what they said back. If they give you something in writing, make sure you put it in writing. If they don't, or put it in your little notebook or something. If they don't give you something in writing, ask for it. Please repeat this conversation and put it on paper, please, and thank you. Because you have to be able to protect yourself. And right now, I don't know what this lady issue is. I don't know if y'all had exchanged words or anything like that. So I'm a little interested in knowing whether or not something has happened between you and her. So if you could write us back, that would be awesome. Because I know the listeners would like to know that too. But I would take those steps. All right, on to our next email. This one says, hello. I hope you had a good holiday. I did, bitch. I really and truly did. I hope you did too. I've been seeing your videos for a while now, and I love them about not letting your employer run you and don't stay when you're not welcome and all that. I do have a question I would like to ask and get your advice. All right, let's see what the fuck going on. I left my employer and did not give a 2 weeks notice. I resigned one day at the end of my shift. I was just fed up and over it. So how can I go about them maybe affecting me from getting another job if prospective employers call them for a reference and they notify them that I am not eligible for rehire or I did not give a proper notice? Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about this, y'all. When you leave a job and you do not give notice, they absolutely can say this person is not eligible for rehire. Even if you gave a notice, they can say that, because depending on what your company's standards are for rehire, they can determine that you're not eligible for rehire just because you quit. even if you gave a fucking notice. So it's not so much whether or not you're eligible for rehire, but if they're going to reveal that you did not give enough like proper notice, or if they explain why you're not eligible for rehire. Now, they can tell why you're not eligible. Now, most companies don't, because they also don't want to get sued, right, from blocking people from obtaining employment. Because if you find out enough, like if you find out that this is why you're not getting this job, you can always go after them for blocking you professionally in the court. You're not legally required to give them a 2 weeks notice, but a lot of companies steer away from sharing why people are not eligible for rehire because they don't ever want to end up in a situation like that. So that is not illegal for them to tell people. They just don't do that. A lot of companies don't. Now, in my opinion, if you quit this job and you did not give enough notice, this job don't exist, depending on how long you was working there. If it's less than a year, bitch, you've been on a sabbatical, you've been taking care of a family member that has since passed away. Okay, yo, old Uncle Earl, he did. All right, Uncle Earl done died. You've been taking care of him for this amount of time, and that's just it. All right, I know I told y'all don't lie, but that was more so don't lie in the workplace, in your job. But I would not put this job even on my resume. This job don't exist because of how you left. So in the most extreme circumstances, that's the only time I would quit without giving notice, is if money is involved, right? I had a situation where I had to quit because I knew if I gave them my notice, I was not going to get my bonus. So I was pressing them to get my bonus like for 2 weeks straight, because I knew I had another job lined up, and I knew that they had did that to somebody else, had not given them their bonus because they left. So I'm like, okay, what I'm finna do is I'm about to press them, get my bonus, cash that bitch the same day. So I made up a lie and got my bonus and cashed that motherfucking check and started my new job the next day and told them I'm no longer employed here. Now, do I list them on my resume? Nope, I don't. I don't list them at all. I don't list that I work for that particular doctor on my resume because of that. And I mean, you have to make a decision of whether or not you want to go that route. But if you have some flexibility in your resume where you can kind of overlap some of them jobs, especially if you didn't work there that long, it's not that real. Like, it's not that much of an issue, to be honest. You just have to rework your resume to where that time frame is a little overlapped. That's it. That job don't fucking exist. It was a negative experience anyway. They probably were going to give you a negative review anyway, even if you gave them the proper amount of time, because you were fed up with the situation. So that means clearly things weren't going well or in your favor. So it would have happened anyway. So you just have to figure out what you're going to say. If you're going to say anything, if you're even going to list it, you could say, I went back to school during that time. You could say whatever. You know, I was on a sabbatical. I was traveling. I used that time to, you know, take care of my family, or whatever you wanted to say. You can say whatever you want, but I would not list that job on my resume. Well, that is going to be it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast episode. It was really fun for me. I hope y'all took what the fuck I said. All right, wrote them 10 things, the 10 hell no's of the workplace, 10 things that your ass should not be doing. I'll also make sure that I record a social media video elaborating even further on those topics, because it's easier to do that, you know, in a video. You have 1 minute for each, you know, topic where people can put other questions or other things that you should not do. So I'll make sure that I record a video for that. And I will see y'all later. Patreon, thank you so much as always for supporting this podcast. Y'all always get y'all shit early, and y'all have a good ass day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You are strong. You are fearless. You are a fighter. And every last drop of this rich golden Modelo is yours. So raise it up high, because you've earned it. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
At Capella University, learning the right skills could make a difference. That's why our business programs teach you relevant skills you can take from the course room to the workplace. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu. Did you know 39% of teen drivers admit to texting while driving? Even scarier, those who text are more likely to speed and run red lights. Shockingly, 94% know it's dangerous but do it anyway. As a parent, you can't always be in the car, but you can stay connected to their safety with Greenlight Infinity's driving reports. Monitor their driving habits, see if they're using their phone, speeding, and more. These reports provide real data for meaningful conversations about safety. Plus, with weekly updates, you can track their progress over time. Help keep your teens safe. Sign up for Greenlight Infinity at greenlight.com/podcast.
Hiring isn't just about finding someone willing to take the job. You need the right person with the right background who can move your business forward. If you want candidates who truly match what you're looking for, trust Indeed Sponsored Jobs. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post stands out to quality candidates who actually fit the role. According to Indeed data, 90% are more likely to be hired and trusted by 1.6 million companies. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. Now with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help your job get the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/Podcats13. Just go to Indeed.com/Podcats13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/Podcats13. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.